folks, what's here? Welcome back to another Poem Massive video, and today we're going to talk about Sygna Leaf Synchro, right? Sygna Leaf, obviously a very, very powerful unit. You got lots of different functions that you could play around with at 3 out of 5, either it's damage, pure tech unit, healer, tank, whatever, right? So let's go over all that, but as usual, let's start with the 1 out of 5 grid. So 1 out of 5 grid is... It's okay. I mean, you got Potion MP Refresh, like, that's fantastic, but aside from that, you don't really have too much. I mean, I don't really, again, there's, people keep on asking for, like, 1 out of 5 grid guides, but there really isn't much to talk about. I mean, once you pick up, like, most of these nodes, like, you're basically done. Like, you could literally pick up every node except for 1 at 1 out of 5. Not much to ask me about, folks. Anyways, 2 out of 5, you do have some more options, right? You do have Mega Healing, MP Refresh, which you definitely want to pick up. That's incredibly powerful, right? Potion MP Refresh as well, and then you want to pick up Razor Leaf, Move Gauge Refresh, and probably go up and pick up Potent Toxin 2, right, for the extra damage on your Badly Poison. As for the rest, depends on what you're trying to do, right? You know, pick up some stat nodes should be fine, right? Again, depends on what you're facing. Maybe you want to pick up this defense or special defense and, like, not pick up one of these HPs, right? But yeah, again, you know, the HP versus defense versus special defense really depends on what you're facing, right? So anyways, that's a 2 out of 5 grid. If you have, like, some Sun, you can also pick up Speeding Sun, maybe drop Razor Leaf, Move Gauge Refresh, right? You could free it up for again, some more extra stats. I guess this is, like, the only real extra stat that you could pick up. But anyways, yeah, that's 2 out of 5. Also, not too many options either, right? 3 out of 5 is where it starts getting crazy. 3 out of 5, you got a lot of really, really nice stuff. You got Potent Toxin 2 still, right? Toxic Power 5, Frenzy Plant, Discombobulate 4, Speeding Sun 2, Healing Sun. Like, you just got, like, a plethora of options to work with, right? So let's first talk about a pretty standard leave tech / healer kind of grid, right? So first of all, you do want to pick up Potent Toxin 2. This is assuming you don't really mega your leaf. I mean, I guess you can, but once you do mega, you do lose the ability to poison your opponent, but then you also gain the ability to get Potent Toxin 2 as well. So again, it really depends on what kind of stage you're facing. If it's, you know, multiple layers of opponents, or if it's just one layer of opponent. I mean, if it's just one layer of opponent, just poison them and then mega and go ham. You got Potent Toxin 4, right? But anyways, again, it just depends on what you're facing. You want Potion Master Healer, obviously, Potion MP Refresh. And for the last one, you probably want Mega Healing MP Refresh. So this grid is incredibly powerful. However, you do kind of want a speed / gauge support on your team, right? Whether it be Rosa, Rosanta, for gauge support, right? Blue, right? Singsu Blue as gauge support, or even Phoebe, I guess, to an extent, or speed support, which generally is better for longer battles, such as, you know, Skyla, which is probably the best one in the game, Nosepass, whatever, right? You know your speed supports. Yeah, because we are not, we're leaving Razor Leaf, Move Gauge Refresh, just because, like, everything else is so much more valuable. I think it's worth it to drop the Move Gauge Refresh on Razor Leaf to pick up all this stuff, and in turn just pick up a speed support instead, right? So that's probably what you could go with. If you really just need the Move Gauge Refresh on Razor Leaf, I guess you might have to drop Potent Toxin 2. But if you do drop Potent Toxin 2, you also do get an extra 10 energy over here. Although there really isn't much you could really pick up that's, like, incredibly interesting. Like, maybe Hemin 2, lower the opponent's evasion. Like, if you're running, you know, units that do have lower accuracy moves, you could pick that up. Discourage, although I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't really think Discourage is that big of a deal. And I guess if you're running Sun, maybe just Healing Sun as well, or Speeding Sun if you really are in need of just a move gauge, right? But again, this shouldn't be a huge deal as long as you run a good gauge or speed support, right? So, moving on, let's talk about running Venusaur and Sun. So Lyra is getting her Synchro very soon as well, and in her Synchro she has Solarize on her passive that you can pick up, which gives us Sun, which is basically infinite Sun, and it's very, very powerful because it's Lyra, and Lyra doesn't die as easily as, say, Ho, right? So once that comes out, like, a team with, like, Lyra, Venusaur, and Ethan, or Charizard, or Serena, or it depends on what your fire of Hilda, whatever fire type striker, Torkoal / tech you want to put in there is going to be super, super powerful. So as for a Sun grid, you probably want to come pick up both Healing Sun and Speeding Sun. You probably still want Master Healer, and you probably still want Mega Healing MP Refresh. So again, for this one, you're dropping Potent Toxin here. You don't have to worry about Razor Leaf, Move Gauge Refresh, because Lyra has Speeding Sun, you have Speeding Sun, and either Red, Ethan, both of those have Speeding Sun. I don't think Delphox does, but again, both of these have it. You should be fine, right? And Lyra also gives you speed as well, so yeah, you don't have to worry about too much of that. In terms of Move Gauge Refresh on Razor Leaf, so like your last bit, just pick up some stats, right? So super, super powerful grid. You are missing out on the Potent Toxin too, but this is just much more sustainable. You get more speed, don't have to worry about speed as much, and you also get healing on Healing Sun, which actually stacks with Mega Healing's regen, because the only regens that stack are like a weather plus a regen, right? If it's like a X Regional plus, Mega Healing, it doesn't stack, it just takes one, right? But Healing Sun and Mega Healing does stack, so with Venusaur's already insanely high defenses, right? Insanely high defenses and really, 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 really good HP as well. This is only level 120, obviously it goes up much higher if you're 125. Yeah, like this thing would be very, very, very difficult to kill. So this is fantastic grid as well. Moving on to a damage grid, because Singing Suit Leaf can do some really, really good damage. If you guys haven't watched already, or I don't even know, I might upload that like a bit later, but I will be doing a Singing Suit Leaf DPS a showcase. And she hits like a truck. Like, if you guys didn't see my champion arena battle, I used Sing Suit Leaf as the main damage dealer for the grass type one against Loli. And I think like after like 2 sync buffs, she hit for like 10k on a Frenzy Plant. She's not even a striker. She hit 10k on that, right? So let's go over a striker build, right? So you definitely want a Frenzy Plant accuracy, unless you're running like an accuracy buffer, right? Like a Sabrina or Rotom, right? But otherwise, you want to pick that up. You want to pick up Toxic Power 5, come down here, hem in, because, this is pointless, and pick up HP Advantage 4, and then with the remaining energy, kind of up to you, either like Master Healer over here or Potent Toxin, right? If you're just going like full out DPS, I'd probably pick up Potent Toxin, and then you could just have some other support, to keep you alive. Although you could still keep yourself alive relatively well, even without that, right? But I'd probably just go for Potent Toxin. Can we? Yeah, we could still pick up MP Refresh on Mega Healing if you want to do that as well. Like you could also go for this, except it's just more RNG, right? Because getting that extra sync move countdown decrease obviously helps a lot. And especially it helps if you are, a 6-star EX with that extra 1.5 times on your sync move. Speaking of, right, we could talk about that as well. We'll get back to the DPS build because there's actually a few more variations that we could talk about, depending on the circumstances, right? If you are going for like a sync nuke build, you actually do that as well with Venusaur. If you pick up like Relentless, pick up, obviously the sync buffs as well. And instead of that, actually, you know what? Let me see if we could come over here and... Oh, yeah, we could actually pick up that extra special attack plus 20 if you want. I mean, it really depends on what you're trying to go for. But, yeah, like, you could do a really, really powerful sync nuke as well just because of the extra... the extra 1.5 that you get on the 6-star EX, right? So something like that would also be workable. Going back to that frenzy plant build, right? There would be a situation where you don't pick up Toxic Power 5, just because once Sing Suit Leaf Megas, you do lose your ability to poison your opponent, right? And it gets replaced by Potent Toxin 2. So in the scenarios where you don't get that luxury of that extra 50% on toxic power, then you, well, obviously do not want to pick that up. So instead of that, you just just go over, pick up HP advantage, and just, I guess, go for the healing stuff maybe, because the point, there isn't that much point picking up Potent Toxin 2 either, if again you're not going for a toxic power. Either way, just Master Healer. We're not short. We could also again pick up Mega Healing MP Refresh or Potion MP Refresh, whichever, right? So I probably Mega Healing MP Refresh probably better here, even though you do have the MP Refresh on Potion, or not MP Refresh, the Mega Healer 2 on that, right? Or another option, if you want, again, you still want to go full offense, but you're worried about the toxic power. Obviously, you could still like bring like another unit that poisons. So like if you really want to run toxic power 5, even on multi-stage against row opponents, you could still run that if you just bring like a Crobat or something, which Crobat actually works decently well with Venusaur. It can also help Venusaur decrease the opponent's special defenses. Venusaur could do that as well, but obviously 2 units much quicker. And Venusaur is more RNG than Crobat is, right? Crobat is 100% decrease every time. But if you don't want to run that, you want to go more offensively, you can pick up this plus 20 special attack over here, and just endraw more special attack nodes if you want. Speed plus special attack, got that there as well. Over here, got another special attack node. And another option is, again, just go the Sygna road. This you probably want to run it with Kukui though, just because, or Nanu, I guess, just because you even though you can decrease your opponent's defenses relatively, it's not like extremely reliable, but again, just speaking to the reliability of that, you probably would want to get someone else to help decrease the opponent's defenses, right? So yeah, there's that, I guess. The options for one more that I do want to talk about, which is actually again pure damage build in Sun, which you could still run with Lyra, right? So again, toxic, you know what, maybe not toxic power, Hemin into HP advantage doesn't give you, but you don't need that because you do have speeding Sun over here, right? And then just some not accuracy. Where's the other? Oh, there it is. Frenzy Plant power up. So something like that would also work in Sun as well without toxic power. So which does give you more options in terms of like healing and speeding Sun. If you don't want to pick up like healing Sun, like it's fine too, but it's only like 7 energy in comparison to like Master Healer, right? I guess Potion MP Refresh is all 3, but healing Sun just gives you more, right? But anyways, yeah, that's what this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video. So we're on channel for some more Pro Masters content. I'll see you guys in the next one.